Listen closely, because what I'm about to say might shock you. If you're doubting Geno Smith, now is your last chance to turn that doubt into belief. Because this season, he's not just going to be good, he's going to be elite. And the Las Vegas Raiders are all in on him. This isn't just some preseason hype. This is the moment Raider Nation has been waiting for. A quarterback who shows up, steps up, and leads like a true pro. Every single game this season, Geno gives us a real chance to win. That's something we haven't felt in a long time. But before we dive into the full story, if you're passionate about the Raiders and hungry for real updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Now, here's the first big reason why Geno is set to rise. The Raiders believe in him. You see, every great quarterback needs more than talent. They need trust. Trust from the coaching staff, trust from the locker room, and trust from the fans. That belief, it changes everything. It fuels confidence. It creates momentum. And Geno's already earning that faith with how he works. First in, last out. Leading not just with words, but with action. The kind of guy who doesn't need a spotlight, he creates one. And when your quarterback leads like that, the rest of the team follows. When a coach like Pete Carroll uses the word elite to describe a quarterback, it's not a compliment. It's a prophecy. And Carroll didn't hesitate when talking about Geno Smith. He's seen what it takes to win at the highest level, college and pro, and he believes Geno is ready to rise. But Geno's greatness isn't just about what he brings. It's also about the powerhouse of minds surrounding him in Las Vegas. Let's break it down. Geno isn't walking into this season alone. He's stepping into a system built by quarterback architects, people who know how to shape talent into trophies. First, there's the mentorship of Tom Brady. Learning from the greatest quarterback of all time is like being handed the blueprint to success. Brady didn't just win rings, he created a culture of excellence. Now, that mindset lives inside the Raiders facility. Geno is soaking it in. Then there's John Spytek, the mastermind in the front office. The guy has a track record of reviving careers. Just ask Baker Mayfield. He played a major role in building that Buccaneers team that won a Super Bowl with Brady. Now, he's crafting the foundation for something big in Vegas. And you can't talk about coaching without mentioning Pete Carroll, now leading the Raiders. He helped turn Russell Wilson from a mid-round pick into a Super Bowl champion. He helped Geno find his groove again in Seattle. Bringing that same winning formula to Las Vegas, that's no coincidence. That's strategy. But it doesn't stop there. Chip Kelly, now the offensive coordinator, is a game planner with a wild mind for football. He just won a national title with a quarterback nobody believed in. His strength, designing systems that elevate QBs no matter their style. Now imagine what he'll do with a guy like Geno, and quietly playing a huge role behind the scenes. Greg Olsen, one of the NFL's most respected quarterback whisperers. Coaches like him don't just polish skills, they unlock them. The Raiders aren't just betting on Geno, they're surrounding him with a team built to maximize his potential. This isn't luck, it's a blueprint. One that could finally bring dominance back to the desert. You know what's rare in the NFL? Consistency in quarterback development. And the Raiders just happen to have a secret weapon in their coaching arsenal, Greg Olsen. This isn't just any quarterback coach. This is a man trusted by some of the sharpest minds in football. John Gruden hired him. Sean McVay brought him in. Pete Carroll gave him the nod, not once, but multiple times. That kind of resume doesn't happen by accident. Olsen's fingerprints are all over quarterbacks like Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, and most recently, Geno Smith. That connection matters. It builds trust, understanding, and chemistry that most teams only dream of having in the QB room. But here's where things get even more interesting. Geno's precision. You can debate arm strength, mobility, or decision-making. But when it comes to putting the ball exactly where it needs to be, Geno Smith is in a class of his own. According to Warren Sharp's analytics, Geno has been the most accurate quarterback in the NFL over the past 4 seasons. Not top 5. Number 1. Let that sink in. Last season alone, he completed over 70% of his passes, ranking 5th in the league. Even more impressive, he was 3rd in the NFL when it came to on-target throws 10 yards or deeper. That's not dinking and dunking. That's pushing the ball downfield with surgical precision. Now, match that accuracy with a Raiders coaching staff full of quarterback specialists, and you've got something dangerous brewing in Vegas. This isn't about predictions. This is about data, experience, and a system built to unleash a quarterback who's already proven he can deliver. The Raiders don't just have a quarterback. They've got a deadly accurate leader who's surrounded by people who know exactly how to sharpen his edge. There's more to this Raiders offense than just a sharp quarterback. They're building the perfect ecosystem around Geno Smith. Start with Jacoby Myers, a receiver so reliable he saw over 100 targets last year without a single drop. That's right, 0 drops. Pair that with one of the NFL's most accurate quarterbacks, and you've got a connection built on trust. Then there's Jack Beck, the rookie out of TCU. 1 drop in 2024, just 4 drops total during his entire college career. This kid catches everything thrown his way. And of course, Brock Bowers. Sure, he had 6 drops last season, but the bigger story. Only 29th out of 36 in terms of accurate targets among tight ends. He was catching passes from Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Not exactly the most precise arms in the league. Give Bowers a quarterback like Geno, who can put the ball exactly where it needs to be, and you'll see a different player in year 2. But accuracy is just half the story. This offense is designed for explosiveness too. Last season, Geno Smith was 3rd in the NFL in on-target throws of 20-plus yards. He had the 4th highest completion percentage on deep balls and ranked 8th overall in success rate on explosive plays. And now, look at the speed he's working with. The Raiders have 3 receivers who run a 4.4 or better: Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton Jr., and Tommy Mellott. These are burners, guys who can stretch the field and break a game open in one play. Put them alongside possession monsters like Myers, Beck, and Bowers, and you've got the perfect balance of speed and reliability. That's the blueprint of Chip Kelly's offense: fast, efficient, and built for explosive plays. The Raiders aren't just hoping this works. They've constructed a system tailor-made for it. And don't forget, back in 2022, when Geno first started clicking under Pete Carroll, he led the entire league in deep passing touchdowns. 14 scores on throws, over 20 yards. With this much speed and precision in Las Vegas, don't be surprised if he does it again. If Geno Smith could light it up in his first year with Pete Carroll, what's stopping him from doing the same with Pete's system in Las Vegas? Let's talk protection, because last year, Geno barely had any. In 2024, he faced pressure on nearly 39% of his dropbacks, ranking 31st among NFL starting quarterbacks. That's a disaster for any offense, and yet he still found ways to make big plays. Why? He got the ball out fast, 2.28 seconds on average, one of the quickest releases in the league. Think about that for a moment. That kind of pressure rate is the same one Patrick Mahomes faced in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Geno, he dealt with that every single week. Now imagine him behind a better line. The Raiders' offensive line isn't elite yet, but it's deep, and it's improving. If this unit can stay healthy, it has the tools to become a top 12 line in the league. And for a quarterback like Geno, who already knows how to survive pressure, that's a massive upgrade. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Let's strip away the chaos. Forget garbage time. Forget play action. Just look at dropbacks from a clean pocket. The raw truth. In those moments, Geno ranked 1st in explosive play rate, 3rd in on-target throws, 5th in completion percentage over expectation, 8th in success rate, 13th in EPA per dropback, all without the benefit of trick plays or inflated stats. Just clean football. In other words, when the pocket holds, Geno thrives. If these are his numbers at his worst, then yes, this is what elite looks like. And the Raiders, they're giving him everything he needs to succeed. Now here's a bonus stat about Geno Smith, one that should catch your attention. When it comes to smart, calculated quarterback play, Geno is underrated. He doesn't just rely on big throws, he understands when to take them, and when not to. That's what separates an average QB from a potential star. Look, if you're someone who loves talking Raiders football, who wants to actually know the details behind the headlines, this is the kind of insight that matters. This season is going to be full of hot takes, but not many will look at what really drives success. And here's something else that could make a massive difference. Geno Smith is going to play most of his games indoors this year. That matters. Controlled weather, perfect field conditions, no wind, no rain, no freezing cold. That gives Geno a consistent setting to do what he does best, read defenses and sling the ball with precision. For a quarterback built on timing and rhythm, it's the ideal environment. And for the Raiders, that could unlock a whole new level of offensive firepower.